Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever felt completely fried by endless to-do lists, overflowing email threads, and that heavy pressure to constantly be productive, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're exploring how the crazy, chaotic hustle of human life can actually be cured by the surprisingly profound, instinctual wisdom of our everyday feline companions. Yep, we are going to look to a pretty unconventional master for some moral values and life lessons today. So what if the ultimate life coach doesn't write bestsellers, but sleeps 16 hours a day? Think about it for a second. We humans constantly overcomplicate our pursuit of happiness, right? We buy expensive planners, we download a million meditation apps, and we force ourselves into these grueling routines. But today, I really want to challenge that arrogance and ask you to consider who is actually living a more peaceful, centered life. What if the answers to our deepest anxieties are literally just walking quietly around our homes, napping on our keyboards, and completely ignoring us when we call their names? All right, let's dive right in and meet your perfect guru. Just look at the phenomenal posture of this tuxedo cat, sitting right there on the polished floor, front paws neatly aligned together. I mean, there is an absolute masterclass being modeled here in how to stay calm and centered. There's zero rushing, zero panic about the past or the future, just this incredibly dignified presence that demands respect, simply by existing quietly in a room. Now, moving on to unwavering presence and mindfulness. Look closely at that intense, unwavering stare in this calico's eyes. They are totally locked in. We humans spend so much of our mental energy obsessing over what happened yesterday or freaking out about what we need to do tomorrow. But this teaches us the moral value of being entirely present in the current moment. When a cat looks at you or just observes a room, they're doing it with 100% of their conscious awareness, no distractions. Focus on the now. This brilliantly illustrates how narrowing our focus to just what is immediately in front of us can completely eliminate that exhausting noise of our daily human anxieties. Notice how this magnificent, fluffy white cat is stepping forward with total, unshakable concentration on that single dark object on the floor. Literally nothing else in the world matters right now. Not the vast white wall behind it, not the surrounding room. By applying this level of singular, deliberate focus to our own tasks, just taking it one thing at a time, we can find some genuine mental clarity. Okay, let's look at this comparison. On the left, a human overworks to the point of burnout, and on the right, a feline honors the body's need to recharge. The crucial point here is the stark contrast between our toxic, relentless human hustle culture and the unapologetic, healthy peace of feline ethics. We literally wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, bragging about how little sleep we got while running our internal batteries down to zero. Feline philosophy flips this entirely. A cat never feels guilty for taking a nap. To them, honoring the body's fundamental need to rest and recharge isn't laziness. It's the ultimate form of biological and spiritual self-respect. The sanctity of rest. Let's see how this builds into an actual practice. Look at this incredibly peaceful gray tabby, just beautifully stretched out on the wooden floor. And notice how it has deliberately positioned itself exactly within the geometric lines of that warm sunbeam, shining through the sheer curtains. That is no accident. Choosing to bask in warmth and comfort like that is a profound act of self-respect. It's a reminder for us that seeking out your own metaphorical sunbeam, whether that's a quiet moment, a hot cup of coffee, or just a brief pause in your day, is an absolutely necessary restoration. This brings us to the cardboard box theorem, joy in simplicity, another brilliant lesson in how we pursue happiness. We constantly chase these expensive solutions for our burnout, flashy vacations, the newest technology, but this proves the ultimate joy is usually found in the simplest, most accessible items right in front of us. Here we've got an absolutely captivated tabby, thoroughly intrigued by nothing more than a plain, empty cardboard box and a tiny ring on the floor. And of course, it completely ignores the incredibly expensive, perfectly good woven basket bed sitting right nearby. The lesson? True contentment just doesn't require a high price tag. Now, feline boundary setting. This is the moral act of protecting one's peace by simply walking away. Let's talk about the social dynamics of this philosophy, because we humans often trap ourselves in uncomfortable situations, toxic conversations, or draining environments just because we want to be polite. But feline philosophy emphasizes a crucial point. Removing yourself from something that disrupts your peace is not rude. Actually, scratch that. It's a moral imperative. You absolutely owe it to yourself to protect your energy. The courage to walk away. Just look at how this is executed in practice, whether it's casually rounding a stone wall and exiting the scene, or literally stepping out the door into a new space past a pair of discarded sneakers. These gurus demonstrate the physical courage required to enforce healthy boundaries. They don't offer an excuse, they definitely don't apologize. Once an environment no longer serves them, or they've just had enough stimulation, they simply turn their tail and leave. It's brilliant. Leaving what no longer serves you. As we watch this determined stride right through that vibrant red door, I really want you to ask yourself a hard question. Think about your own life right now. Do you have the courage to decisively walk away from a situation, a habit, or an environment that just no longer serves your well-being? We could all learn a lot from this confident exit. Sometimes the most powerful and transformative action you can take is to just cross the threshold and leave the room. Radical generational vulnerability. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is comparing the adult cat stretching out on those yellow striped sheets to the tiny orange kitten laying flat on its back, paws in the air. In the animal kingdom, exposing your soft underbelly is the ultimate sign of trust because it makes you entirely vulnerable. This proves that exposing our softest, most vulnerable selves is a timeless trait. From infancy to adulthood, allowing ourselves to be deeply vulnerable with the people we trust is exactly how we achieve ultimate relaxation. We humans desperately need to adopt this, letting our guard down where it's safe to do so. The face of earned peace. So what is the result of all these practices? Looking into this incredibly calm, wizened face, beautifully framed by its wild, majestic fur, we realize that true, lasting peace isn't something you can just buy on an app or stumble into. It is earned. It's earned by actively aligning our daily human actions with these deep, instinctual truths. It's the direct result of setting boundaries, embracing rest, seeking simplicity, and being bravely vulnerable. Core feline virtues. Protect your peace by walking away, rest unapologetically, find joy in absolute simplicity, and build trust through radical vulnerability. Let's just quickly recap these fundamental takeaways from our journey today, because you can start applying these to your own stressful routines immediately. Walk away without guilt. Rest when your body tells you to. Find profound joy in your own simple cardboard boxes. And build deep trust through radical vulnerability with the people you love. True wisdom isn't found in relentless human hustle. It is found by slowing down to silently observe the world. I want to leave you with this translated piece of philosophy because it just beautifully summarizes everything our unknowing Zen masters have shown us in this explainer. It's entirely profound, right? We always think motion equals progress. But you know what? Sometimes stillness is the most progressive thing you can possibly practice. Will you slow down enough to notice? As we take in this final, quiet gaze out the window from this magnificent gray cat, the ultimate provocative question for your own life is this. Are you willing to stop hustling long enough to finally embrace the quiet wisdom sitting right in front of you? The next time a cat crosses your path, don't just see a pet, see a teacher. I challenge you to go find your sunbeam.